Well, whether it's 200, 250, 300, 350, or much, much less than that, we are going to know all that tomorrow. So this is not the time to put any more numbers. The poll of poll numbers for what the general election results could be are on your screen. I'm only going to say starting 6 a.m. tomorrow we begin, and I'd really look forward to having you join us. In the course of the next 2 hours, as we look to government formation and beyond, we are going to look at debate number one on the news hour, which is on the screen behind you now. Are the expectations in terms of the economy just too much? What can the next government do in terms of the economy? Look at the Sensex. It almost appears that the Sensex and Dalal Street have started having unrealistic expectations of what a new government can or cannot do. Debate number two on 9 p.m. Super Prime Time is the talk about a secular front. Now, this talk isn't going away yet, but ask any analyst and he'll tell you talk of this front is possible only if the BJP goes around 200 and the Congress crosses 100 at least. Is this therefore unrealistic as well as of this moment? And is the Congress only talking about it to somehow sustain the whole debate? Before I take the discussion forward, let me welcome in the studios today Navika Kumar, our political editor, Sunil Alag. Thank you very much. Ajay Bose, Meghnad Desai on turf, which he'll be familiar with on the economy, Dilip Padgaonkar, Aarti Jairath, and GVL Narasimha Rao, who's a member of the BJP's National Committee on Electoral Reforms. Joining us from outside locations today, I have Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, Naresh Gujral, on your screen there, of the Shiromani Akali Dal, Prasenjit Bose, who's a left-leaning economist for the left perspective on this, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, former Secretary General of FICCI, D. Raja, Member of Parliament of the Communist Party of India. Now, part of the discussion is also spearheaded by the fact that, especially as far as the Sensex is concerned, it's really gone wild. And sometime my colleagues Anand, Narasimhan and Tina will tell us what impact there has been really on the Sensex. It's gone wild, it's gone unreal. Almost everyone expects things to do a massive turnaround, the government to do something very, very quickly in a 3 to 6 month period. How real is that? Meghnad Desai, let me start.
Well, three things. It will find difficult to bring inflation down much anytime soon. Secondly, the budget is in serious deficit territory, and what Chidambaram has left behind is scorched earth. There really is no money. And thirdly, private investment will revive, but that may lead to the rupee strengthening and export suffering. So there are pluses and minuses. But these are the three major problems.
Yeah, so but Sunil, like the BJP also, should recall that markets soared even after the election results were announced in 2009. And we know what happened after that. I'm sure you realize that market responses capture sentiment. They are not a guarantor of improved economic performance. Would you, as someone who's part of the Modi group, really, I mean, supporter of Mr. Modi, put a word of caution right now as to what's going on, especially among the investment
companies? I don't think I need to put any word of caution. The economic mess that the UPA is leaving this government in is going to take 2 to 3 years to completely recover from it. But what is important now, as far as I'm concerned and far as industry is concerned, is the perception change. Let me tell you, I visited the United States and London. All investors are saying if Modi is elected, one second, let me just, because the perception change is that, look, this government is going to do something. This government is going to be clear. There's going to be no retrospective laws. It is going to take back the due authority that the executive should have. It's all gone to the judiciary. About time that they said, we are going to decide, we are going to move forward. If they move that and they take the low-hanging fruit first, in the first 6 months, and shows that, look, I am beginning investment in infrastructure. You'll watch how employment starts getting generated. Then he has the time, the breathing time, to bring in the current account deficit and the fiscal deficit. The first is bring back the pride in India. Bring back the pride. No, it's very easy to bring back the pride in India and change the perception.
Is it as easy as bringing the pride in India? Are we being unrealistic? Let's get Prasenjit in. Prasenjit, bring the pride back, restore the confidence.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
It is difficult to bring and clear the mess out in less than 2 years. But bringing a perception change is very, very not as difficult as you think it is.
Don't make it sound easier than it is. You're going into uncharted territory there. And I'd just like to tell you a word of caution before I go to Prasenjit. Let's go on the big screen out here And let me tell you what really the report card on the economy is, because it's not as if the BJP has not been in government, right? The BJP has been in government, and eventually, as you say, Sunil Alak, delivery is what counts.
Yes.
What was delivered? Counter these figures. The UPA slipped from an average growth of 8% to 7% in the second tenure, right? Growth in 2013-12 was low with about 5%. Inflation has been the big worry. Fiscal deficit has jumped in the UPA's second stint because of factors like the food security bill. But what about the indicators during the NDA period? How do they compare? Is this, Lord Meghnad, this
Sure.
don't want to bring in a tinge of pessimism here, but if you just look at the way the Sensex been reacting, and when you go to specifics, has the BJP been specific enough beyond saying we'll do the right thing and we'll restore sentiment?
No, I think apart from 100 towns, 100 IITs, 100 IIMs joining the reverse, I think we need a roadmap yet. A roadmap of how they're going to tackle these problems. But I think while expectations will change, 6 months, 9 months down the line, there might be disappointment. So let us not have the market rush too soon, too quickly.
This budget, one second, Major, this budget is going to come about in June or July when you have only about 6 months left. June, in the month of June. The real budget will be in February next year, which is going to get into the scene. The first 5 or 6 months, I once again say, if foreign investment starts coming in, your current account deficit will go down. You need dollars. You cannot print money.
What does your government, if the Modi were to become Prime Minister, what does Modi inherit? Sunil Alak, be realistic.
So
what does he inherit?
It is going to take 2 to 3 years to correct the figures.
Now we are talking.
The perception has to change first.
So you are saying,
if you don't change the perception
works for the stock market.
No,
Sunil
not
Alak.
for the stock market. For foreign investment. I am telling you for foreign investment.
Look at the numbers that you have put out there and the numbers that I have tell a different story. These are the Government of India's published numbers. If you look at the real GDP growth in the last 2 years, it is under 5%.
Sure.
So don't take averages of what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And the story, this is a story of UPA taking the country in a declining phase.
Has not done. Your focus so far has been, and I understand where you're coming from, because the BJP campaign has largely been focused on what the UPA did not do. Now the question is being asked, what can the NDA do?
Yes.
And how quickly can you do it?
Yeah, you see.
The focus will shift away, Mr. Rao, and it's going to shift away fairly quickly after you come to power, if you do come to power. Navika, let's look at what the government actually inherits here, right? Because the government inherits at least a decade of low GDP growth. It inherits a huge subsidy burden. Let's pull out that graphic out here behind me. It inherits a huge subsidy burden of all these populist schemes, which I don't think Mr. Modi, I asked him about it, is going to be able to, remove it. It inherits a cut in expenditure. It inherits totally stalled development, and it inherits a real challenge to revive foreign investment. Navika, it's a tall order. I don't know if the Sensex is looking at anything beyond just a change in government right
Well, the first thing this government will need to do is provide the money for all the schemes. It's not as if Mr. Modi can come tomorrow and stop all the Narega schemes.
Yes.
He can stop all the food subsidy, the fertilizer subsidy, the petroleum subsidy that has been going on for so long. It's not something that he's going to be able to address overnight. And as Mr. Alak was pointing out, within a month of coming in, an interim budget will need to be presented. The fiscal deficit is in bad shape, and the FRBM is completely something that the new finance minister will need to look at very closely. Given these restrictions, how they provide money, because infrastructure is going to be an area that this government is going to get into big time. That's been the Vajpayee formula. That's been something that Modi's also emphasized on in his manifesto. For infrastructure, funds are required. So where are these funds going to come from?
India's infrastructure deficit lies at $1 trillion. That's India's infrastructure deficit, and ratings agencies continue to project a bleak outlook for Indian infrastructure in 2014 and 2015. You see, this debate will change fairly quickly. For a new government.
If I take you back, what Vajpayee did on infrastructure, and thinking that this will help him to be elected back. But that did not happen. And I think that a word of caution to people who think that it's just say that you'll have huge amount of infrastructure, you'll have huge number of jobs, there'll be huge number of investment. As you pointed out, these are not simple matters. There is, for instance, even if you try to do these policies in a very aggressive manner, there are actually land laws. There are land laws which will make it difficult for you to acquire land, and this new government is incapable of changing those land laws because they themselves are signatories to it. There are labor laws which would be very, very difficult to change. These are practical problems. They do not have the wherewithal to make radical, aggressive changes of the kind which would be required to have.
I don't think anybody is expecting him to do all this in 1 year.
Really, what
He's
are the
got
markets
5
expecting?
years to do it in.
What are the markets expecting?
We don't need to work towards what the markets are expecting. I think government will have its own agenda. And government, you see, don't be a pessimist. I believe this is what he told you in your interview. I'm an optimist. And if there is a half full or half empty, I see this as being half full. And the rest of the half being filled with something else, gas. So don't expect him, like Sunil said, he can't deliver everything.
He will have a priority list. That sounds like what Rahul Gandhi would say. That don't be a pessimist.
No,
be an optimist.
He has delivered under all the circumstances that you are talking about. He has delivered a 10% growth in Gujarat. He has delivered a near 10% growth in agriculture.
He's not a guy who just sits in
Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the fact is that Gujarat development model is a good election slogan.
No,
right?
It's not just a slogan.
No,
you will see what he did. What did he do in Gujarat? When he came in,
I know what you say about Gujarat, but the fact is now we are talking at a national level.
Yeah, sure.
The fact is there a danger of disappointing the electorate if you do not perform at that kind of a speed that you're talking about? Dilip Padgaonkar, please, before I go to Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
There is an immediate challenge before Mr. Modi, which is to contain inflation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Given the fact that we are heading towards a poor monsoon, that is going to affect inflation even more. And I would want to really know what are the specific decisions that the Modi government would take to meet this challenge. Because in all his speeches, he's been harping on how inflation has gone haywire. A bad monsoon doesn't promise a good start for the Modi government.
Look at the amount of grains that are stored, which weren't pulled out.
Unfortunately, nobody seems to have read the party's manifesto.
I have.
And this is right on the top of the manifesto. We talk about food inflation. The real focus will be on addressing the food inflation.
What about the poor monsoon?
Yeah,
right.
Fine, you see,
1 year we'll take it out of the storage. Why do you keep it? What is Mr. Pawar and everybody criticized for? You have a huge storage, yet the prices are going up. You're not pulling it out to bring it down.
How do you pull it out?
One second.
I just want to say one thing.
Take it out of your godowns.
Can I just make a
How
short
do you pull it out? Take it out of your godown, put it into the market.
I think,
the perception will bring the price down.
When we talk about the Gujarat model, that actually in some ways the Chief Minister of a state is much more powerful than the Prime Minister of India. At the end of the day, all these decisions, even for food inflation, you want to take...
If he doesn't have the power, we are discussing something else.
No, because he has to operate through the states.
Yes.
Every policy decision he takes has to be implemented.
Which Chief Minister will not want to bring inflation down?
So he will have to carry them along.
Which Chief Minister will say no to a measure which brings
He
inflation
will
down?
have to persuade them. He will have to negotiate with them.
How quickly, in your view, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, will the debate shift? Of course, the big question is whether this is a government that needs a few allies, or whether this is a government that does not need any allies. We'll know that by tomorrow. Regardless of that, how quickly, in your view, will the debate shift from government formation, Mr. Chandrasekhar, to these kind of issues? And what time frame will a government get to actually deliver, given the terrifying expectations which Mr. Modi will himself come in with if he does?
3 to 5 years.
Let him answer,
So,
Mr.
Arnav,
Chandrasekhar.
give me a minute. Yeah, I would like to give a short and answer this question. Arnav, let's be very clear. 5 years of fiscal mismanagement are not going to be solved overnight by anybody. I mean, regardless of whether he's an economic genius or not. So let's just put that as a starting point. But what the investors and indeed the investing community, job seekers and everybody who has a stake in the economy are bullish about is the fact that the last 3 years of decline will be arrested and that the trend going forward would be positive. Now, I agree with a couple of your panelists who said this, that the problems are not going to get solved overnight. But the roadmap to solving the problem will become visible very soon into the early days of the government. And as long as people see the light and the tunnel and the length of the tunnel, investors and the overall economic community will start taking a far more bullish approach towards the economy. So let's be very clear, there are no shortcuts to solving the mess that we are in. Lord Meghna Desai called it a scorched economy, and I completely concur. Every indicator of the economy today shows us that the incoming government has very limited headroom in terms of investments. And they can only do that if they switch part of the public spending from subsidies to investment. So,
which cannot happen.
In a nutshell, I don't think...
Which cannot happen, which Mr. Modi has himself said is not going to happen.
It's not possible.
That itself is a false expectation.
No. Arnab, bear me out. I'm not saying this is going to happen on the June of 2014. Headroom in public spending is something you create. It doesn't happen because you wake up one day and go and look for an overdraft in a bank. It is created by creating investments, it is created by creating revenue buoyancy, it is created by creating economic activity and economic growth. So the key focus of a government, incoming government, is to take a very bad playbook, very bad set of factors that have been left behind, and try and gradually create headroom for itself, but by creating decisive governance action from day one. There is going to be no miracle in June, no miracle in July. This is about steadily reviving the economy rather than creating a miracle overnight.
So therefore, Mr. Chandrasekhar, you accept the challenges one side of your very populist promises. Your loud complaints, you're hitting the roads whenever there was an increase in diesel prices, talking about inflation on the one side, and then delivering to foreign investors and investors to keep the perception up, because as Sunil Alagh has himself agreed, the first 6 months is all about maintaining the perception.
Yes.
How is a government going to do both? Since on both fronts, the expectations are going to be fairly wild. That's my question. Prasenjit, what do you think?
No.
Let's get the left-leaning view now, and Mr. Raja as well. Prasenjit, how do you think this is going to pan out?
No, what? I was not being able to follow the discussion. I mean, what exactly are we discussing? Can you please repeat?
I thought it was quite clear, Prasenjit, but in case you are not being able to follow what is a pattern of a fairly straightforward discussion, I am very happy to repeat it for you all over again in case you need a little bit more time to comprehend certain basic facts. Prasenjit, the debate is about what kind of economic challenges Mr. Modi will face if he becomes Prime Minister, and whether the expectations are too sky high at this point of time for him to deliver.
Well, I mean, I think that the UPA 2 government, which is clearly on its way out, has left behind a very, the economy is really in shambles as of today. So whichever next government comes, it's going to face an extremely challenging time. But if it is a BJP government, as you are projecting or predicting, then I don't see much hope, simply because precisely the same policies of the Congress which has led to this mess, the BJP does not have any other policy alternative, but they will pursue the same set of policies. So frankly speaking, I don't see any positive outcome coming out. And if you're talking in terms of what is happening in the sense,
let's hear your economic model on resolving it.
I think.
Can I say that the UPA until 2 years ago was
I don't want to respond
Thank you very much. And the left would never have achieved either that sort of growth or any kind of redistribution. You can forget about the left. The problem is that we want the new government to achieve the kind of growth rate the UPA 2 achieved and in the early years. Because how soon can it do it?
No, on the one side, we have a fair amount of cynicism that's come in from Prasenjit, who first could not comprehend what we were talking about at all when the discussion was fairly clear, to then saying that both the Congress and the left follow principally the same policy. I think we are trying to look ahead right now, and I'd like to get Mr. Let's get
Rajiv Kumar.
Rajiv Kumar into the debate before I think D. Raja is also there. But Rajiv, you know, how long is the honeymoon period going to last for any new government, even a Modi government?
Well, the honeymoon period will not last very long, and the rubber hits the road right away. But let me first clarify something that, you know, talking about shambled economy and scorched earth, etc., due respect to Meghnad, is actually not so true, because after all, you're still getting 4.7% GDP growth rate. You've got about $50 billion in terms of FDI. You are getting, you know, recovery in terms of, you know, the diesel prices and everything being moving up, etc. So you've got, you know, that sort of policy moving. So what the Modi government is inheriting is an economy which has got structural strengths, but which has been mismanaged to the point of bringing it down to its knees. So what the Modi government has to do is three things. First, restore the investors' confidence by simply declaring some firm steps on the tax mess that has been created in the last 3 years with the Pranab Mukherjee government. Second, what they have to do is to start talking about food inflation, which is not food grain inflation. Everybody who's talking about the stockpiles of food grains, etc., is missing the point that the food inflation is about vegetables, proteins, and fruits and fruits. So what he has to do is to abolish the APMC Act, which he can do quite quickly, and get the states to agree to some interstate movement of non-food grain products. The third thing that he has to do is to declare, and again that does not require any legislation, etc., is to say that the manufacturing sector, the government is committed to hold it, to uphold it, to support it, and to just simply say off that he will now go towards a self-certification scheme rather than have 70 inspectors coming down on the hapless businessman. Now, I am just giving these as examples of measures that the Modi government can take within the first month of its being in office to restore the investors' confidence. And I'm afraid I don't agree with Sunil that they will have to wait till March to present a budget. The July budget will have to be a big bang budget. And knowing Mr. Modi, he will come out with a blueprint which he's probably already preparing.
No, but what about the people? What about the people? Rajiv Kumar, the problem with industry is that sometimes it looks only at itself. What about people?
Arnab,
what about the promises to people? What about fuel subsidies? What about tough decisions like fuel subsidies? Because the BJP has constantly targeted. Let me get D. Raja into this, and he will remember very often the BJP and the left have been on the same side, haven't they, Mr. D. Raja? When the Congress government was targeted for every time there was an increase in fuel prices. Now you have a huge shortfall of 42,000 plus crores in terms of under recoveries from oil marketing companies. But won't you ask Mr. D. Raja whether the BJP remembers its own promises on fuel subsidies? If the BJP were to come to our power, and I still put today, you know, it's a day before the results, let's put a caveat of an if.
Definitely, assuming that a BJP-led government is going to form as you predict, because as of now it is assumption, it is some kind of presumption, but tomorrow we will come to know what is the verdict of the people, what exactly the final tally. So we will discuss tomorrow further, but assuming as you project and predict, a BJP-led government is formed, what is the challenge before that government? What that government can do? According to me, the government will have to address the resource mobilization, the issue of resource mobilization, the issue of revenue generation. If that is the primary task of the government will have to touch the corporate houses, big business houses. What the Congress-led government, the UPA 2 government did, it doled out huge, enormous concessions to corporate houses, big business houses. Whereas the BJP didn't oppose those policies. In fact, BJP stood with Congress party on those policies and question of black money. BJP was talking about black money in a big way. What is the effort that BJP government is going to take? And the non-performing assets of public sector banks, what this government is going to do. Whether this government is going to tax the corporate houses, big business houses for resource mobilization. Having said that, I must ask certain questions.
Well, I think Mr. Raja already. No, 1 second. This is Mr. Raja's view, and Mr. Raja has been consistent in his view. And there has been a view, and it may be a political question, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, but it's a relevant question. That today, non-performing assets, one of the biggest reasons why our Indian economy is held back is because many private sector, some of the country's biggest corporate houses are over-leveraged by public sector banks. Now, Mr. Raja's question is relevant. Will Mr. Modi crack down on these over-leveraged groups? What's wrong in what Mr. Raja is saying? Why are all of you getting so hassled?
Arnab, let me finish.
Mr. Raja, everybody seems to be upset at what you're saying.
Nobody's upset with
There
it.
is a simple explanation.
No. Let them be upset. Let them be upset.
Nobody's upset, Mr.
We are
Raja.
also as Indians as they are.
Why did the Congress go out? Congress is going out of power for two reasons: corruption and price rise. Is there any guarantee that on both these fronts will the new government be able to show tangible results? Please, an economist views the entire, expectations of economists are completely different.
I want to answer
are
Raja.
completely different from
We
the
know
public.
how
The
BJP
people
fought
are looking at
corruption
two
in the
issues,
state of
corruption
Karnataka.
and price rise.
Let us not discuss that. I am asking the fundamental
I want to
question,
answer Mr.
the
Rao.
We'll
basic
answer the
question.
question, yeah.
That's what I am trying to ask. Mr. Modi has been saying that what we need today is less government, more governance. What does it mean? Less government, more governance. Less government means only to snoop at women, their activities, or to give concessions to big business houses, corporate houses. You want to privatize everything. When Mr. Pranab Mukherjee was the finance minister, a question was raised. Indian economy could be saved and it could withstand the global crisis because we have strong fundamentals. Our fundamentals are quite strong. That's what Ms. Pranab Mukherjee said.
Mr. Raja, now let the others come in, Mr. Raja.
Left parties could not implement this agenda.
One sec, Mr. Raja, now give it.
Let me
Left
finish.
parties
If
Mr. Raja concede.
Let me
Left
finish.
Other panelists want to respond to Mr. Raja.
Left parties could
let
not,
me finish.
could not implement this agenda when they were supporting the UPA one government
I
from
know
outside.
the
When the UPA one was dependent on their
anti-communist
support, they could not
rhetoric
implement
of
this
some
agenda
people,
when the United
rabid
Front government was being run
rhetoric of some
completely by their
people.
support.
I know that.
Each of them
It
were
is
doing
not the
exactly
issue.
the opposite of what
Let
you are
them-
claiming. So
let-
what are you
let
preaching
them-
to others? You
let
could not
them
do any of
face
it when you were in government.
Let them
when
face
you were
us.
supporting the
I
government
challenge-
both under United
Let
Front
me
and
ask you.
Congress.
No,
I
one second.
challenge these
So
people.
you
I
cannot
challenge
preach
these
what you
people.
could not
That
practice.
is your solution.
Today, all that I hear. One
answer?
second.
He's still talking.
Just a minute. Today, what we are hearing is that we need to improve the perception, we need to improve the investor sentiment, etc. I'm asking, that's all right. It will be a bag full of goodies for investors and for corporate India. Now, what Mr. Raja is asking, what about the people? Right?
bag full of
No,
goodies.
what
You
about
can
the people?
change
Now,
the
for
way-
example,
They have to tackle the inflation
Can I
and
answer the
generate
question?
jobs. Those are the two things to the people. Their
Can I answer
non-food
the
grain
question,
inflation
Mr.
will be
Raja?
tackled and their investment will generate the jobs. That's what the people want.
Yes, you are.
so you're saying there'll be a trickle-down effect eventually, and Mr. Raja should not be
No,
impatient.
they will.
Listen.
No,
But
that
how
is
long
not.
will
It's
it
not
take?
trickle
The
down.
left
that's
model
the
has
point.
not worked anywhere in the
No,
world.
sorry.
Mr. Raja is talking about the left
point is-
economic model. It doesn't work anywhere in the
How
world.
long will this
Trickle-down.
trickle-down effect take?
Can I
Today, right through the election campaign, in all the small towns of UP, every young person said they were voting for Modi because they were expecting him to create jobs for them.
Correct.
That they didn't have jobs,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So there are very high expectations.
But I don't think they
This whole
wanted in
youth
3
vote
months.
that has been mobilized.
What are you expecting in
No,
3
so
months? the
I'm
job
asking,
creation
but
has started?
what are people expecting?
I think it's
How
very
long is
easy.
this
1 second,
trickle-down
Aarti, it's
effect
very
going to take?
easy to criticize what. Let's assume it's not the
Nobody's
BJP.
criticizing.
What should the new
What
government
Nobody's
do?
criticizing.
Let's
We're
discuss that
only
then.
talking about
What
the
should the new government do then?
expectation. We're talking about the
No.
expectation.
I'd
that
like
has
to
been
go to Mr.
generated
Gujral.
among
Mr.
young
Gujral,
voters.
The expectations
Mr.
of any new
Gujral,
government.
does this kind of a debate worry you?
Arnab,
Does,
shall I
Mr.
make a
Raja, just a minute. Let's get Mr. Gujral
make a
in.
comment?
Mr. Gujral, you are a firm Modi supporter, one of the most vocal, and you are a firm Modi ally. Does this kind of a debate worry you? After all, you see, the tagline of the Modi campaign has been "Achhe din aane wale hain," right? And people have constantly said, over a long period of time, people have constantly said that in Gujarat, for example, he says there is power for 24 hours. That's been the campaign, right? Power for 24 hours. In India, there's a power shortage, a peak power shortage of 9%. Now, there will be people who will say, "Achhe din aane wale, we want 24 hours of power." Now, is that an unrealistic expectation to have? Okay.
Not expected to be done in 1 year.
I'm asking a question. Remember, the opposition.
I'm giving
the
you an
opposition
answer.
will
We
be.
promised the same thing in 2008 in Madhya Pradesh. We took 3 years to
And we
implement
gave
the
it.
24/7, and people have given us a huge mandate in 2012.
Yeah.
People are very realistic. They are not impatient like we are.
If you're
I think they
honest-
understand. They know which direction you are moving.
then why
Are
did you lose
really
in
moving in the
2004?
direction? So they
If you
waited
did
for
so
3 years
well,
for this to
why
happen.
did you lose
And they're
in
a happy lot.
2004?
So it's not
Let's
that
go
people
back. Why
are
did we lose in
expecting tomorrow
1947?
24/7.
Where are you going now? Let's move
Parts of
forward.
it.
Let's get Naresh
Let's move
Gujral. He's
forward
been
now.
waiting. Mr. Gujral, my question to you was, does this kind of a debate worry you about the whole story of unrealistic expectations, perhaps?
The first thing is, our treasury is bankrupt.
Yeah.
The outgoing finance minister has hoodwinked this country. Huge amount of window dressing of the balance sheet has been done. So I expect Mr. Modi, the first thing you should do is come out with a white paper about the real state of the economy. I agree. You would recall, similar thing happened in '89 when Rajiv Gandhi left the government. The economy was bankrupt, but the VP Singh government made a mistake. It delayed coming out with the white paper. The result was, when 13 months later our gold had to be sent to England, both Mr. Chandrasekhar and Mr. VP Singh were blamed for it. The fact was, the mess was created by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's government. Similarly, we are in a similar situation today. When we have no money, the treasury is absolutely bankrupt. Now, you say, what can be done? There is the low-hanging fruit. In
That is
Gujarat,
why you will have to address
if we
the
talk of the
revenue
Gujarat
generation
model,
question.
Mr. Modi managed to achieve double-digit growth in agriculture, basically by giving irrigation facilities and improved methods of farming. Now, that was no rocket science. Second, he created an infrastructure by making sure that there were ease of doing business in Gujarat. There was no rent seeking. What have we done here? Today we have 30,000 megawatts of power plants installed, but they are not working because of lack of coal or gas. And we have a lot of infrastructure projects which are stalled because the Environment Ministry was converted into an ATM. Now, these are low-hanging fruit. You got to make sure that coal is provided to these power plants. Gas issue is resolved with Reliance or whosoever else it has to be done with, and so that activity begins. We have to make sure that there is no political rent seeking in the Ministry of Environment, so that environmental clearances come quickly, so that projects which are stalled, which are affecting the health of our nationalized banks, that they get moving. We have to make sure that tourism, for example, our hotels are half full today,
fairly long
but the
term.
taxes are so high. So, no, it's not long term. The taxes are so high that we are keeping the tourists away. In the next budget, we can reduce the taxes.
My question
so
is,
that
my question
hotels
is,
are full. They generate employment.
I want to answer this for a long
Sir,
time.
remember,
Bring in a tax
I
code
have some
by
questions,
July.
Arnab.
You can't wait.
Sir, remember-
Bring a simplified tax code by July.
Sir, remember throughout the years of the UPA-2 government, remember Mr. Gujral, who was asking for, constantly saying, have patience and have determination about our economic slowdown. Do you know who it was, Mr. Gujral?
No.
Well, you should remember.
No, I'm asking you.
Because you have been on the other side, and that one person was Manmohan Singh. And Manmohan Singh constant refrain in the last 3 years, 3.5 years of his government, Rajiv Chandrasekhar wasn't it, that have patience, have determination, and we will get over the economic slowdown. My question is,
He was saying have patience while we indulge
The
in
real
capitalism.
allegation against this government,
That is
the
what
real
he was
allegation
saying.
against the Congress government
Arnab.
is until the comment of Mr. Modi about this Jayantri tax.
I am not
I think
doubting.
nothing really came out in public.
I am not-
Several files. No. There were a lakh crores. I think worth of investment proposals that were cleared in the last 3 months, and 10 times that number of amount of investment was pending for clearance from the Environment and Forest. I think they were simply not serious about it. What should people wait for 3 years when you could have cleared all these files in a matter of weeks? So it's paralysis. It's policy paralysis.
My question, please
Arnab.
understand, please. You're a political party.
Arnab, I have
You will
one
have
point to add.
state elections. There will be a weight of expectations. And the only question, I think it's a relevant question to ask, is whether people, political parties in the political situation will give you that kind of patience and determination.
The answer is no.
What's the answer to
The
that?
answer is no, primarily because everyone agrees, no matter which government is formed tomorrow, you have to create 10 million jobs a year for the next 5 years.
That's right.
Otherwise, all this young population which has voted en masse is going to be thoroughly disillusioned. And if they turn anarchic, as is bound to happen, then God bless this country.
No, 10 million jobs were, 12 million jobs were created in NDA terms. 12 million jobs per year were created. So what he's
why is it
what
impossible?
Mr. Dilip Padgankar is
No,
saying
but now
is
you're
possible.
asking-
Why is
but-
Dilip saying it will not happen?
And it has to be done. I agree. There are
But you are
expectations.
asking people to wait for 3 to 5 years.
Arey bhai,
what did you
asking
expect?
for 3 to 5 years
No,
to
I
get
didn't-
back to that
People are
goal.
very realistic.
No,
I think
but
only we are
you
being
have
impatient.
raised
Getting too literal.
expectations very
3 to 5
high.
years doesn't mean things will happen in the
You
5th
have
year.
raised expectations
Every
very
year
high.
you will see an improvement. When you say wait for 3 to 5 years, these extreme statements will be 0 in 1 year. Everything will happen in the 5th year. No.
Acquisition bill, which is supposed to be very regressive, which will make
Alright, we'll
acquiring
see.
land
Look.
very difficult. The BJP was a signatory to that land acquisition bill.
All right, 1 second.
How are you going to
construct
do all your
roads which are
projects?
pending, 1 second.
How?
We don't need, today we have plans which are lying there, where there is no need of buying land. You just have to get going on infrastructure.
Rajiv
You have some
Chandrasekhar.
projects which will need it. The rest are just lying, then nobody's done anything about it. He
There are
will
two-
just have to get in and do something. That's
There are
it.
two issues, Arnab, the way
That's
the Modi government will have to look at this entire financial problem. One is to somehow regenerate the public investment. On the other hand, private investment has to be given a kickstart.
Absolutely.
Private investment directly proportional to the investment environment that you create. So quick decisions, quick clearances, that's going to be one part of the job. The other thing is many of the domestic investors are these days going abroad to invest. If you can just
Correct.
stop
Yeah, stop
that,
that.
if you can
Let
just
them come in
stop
and start
that,
that
that will
asset
be the
creation
low-hanging
here.
fruit that the Modi government can begin on
I think-
and then wait for the other investments
I think
to come
for
in.
all of this to happen, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, you need a certain assurance of a base of political stability to play on.
That is true.
Right?
That is true.
So just looking ahead to tomorrow's result, Mr. Chandrasekhar, would you be more comfortable? Would you be more comfortable if the NDA attempts to turn itself into a super NDA with a view to governance?
Absolutely. The
So
stronger
you
the
reach
government,
out to
the better.
regional parties to join you just so that you have the greater numbers on
Yes,
your side.
yes.
Will that reassure you more?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you could
No,
face
absolutely.
constant
No,
criticism from the opposition.
Arnab, I think let's be clear. I think the challenges are immense. Opportunities are significant. If you get a significant critical mass of political consensus around what we need to do, whether you call that consensus a super NDA or an NDA with a significant majority, I think it's important to create that momentum. Look, I believe very strongly, Arnab, that a government under Mr. Modi will do a far better job of managing this economy than what we have seen in the last 5 years. Just take that to the bank, and that is what investors are taking to the bank currently. It is what Navika says is absolutely right. What we need in the next few months is really restarting private investment, because public investment currently is very limited headroom given the big subsidy bill. We have to restart investments from the private sector, both foreign and Indian. And for that, it is about creating the environment, creating a messaging, creating the regulatory framework and a public policy set of statements from the government that assure investors that the confusion and the uncertainty, including the retrospective taxation, will go away and the nightmare is over. If you today stand up and tell the investors, look, the nightmare is over, here is a new reset for the Indian economy, people will line up and invest, because this happens to be fundamentally a very, very solid economy with significant investment opportunities.
I think Mr. Raja, I see him strongly nodding his head out there. You disagrees, but Mr. Raja, agree at least on one thing. Agree on the fact that the UPA 1 and 2 governments put together have left the country in an unenviable situation insofar as the economy is concerned. And therefore, what is required at this point of time is not constant criticism, but genuinely a model for taking the country forward. I mean, constant criticism can work, but you need a model now to take the country forward, Mr. Raja.
Arnab, give me a few minutes, because everyone was speaking something else which is not related to the reality of this country. Yes, there was UPA 1 government which was backed by the left parties from outside. And what was the criticism at that point of time? Because of left parties, reforms could not be pushed through. And get rid of left parties, get rid of the left and push through all reforms. Yes, left had to break with the Congress party and UPA 1. The UPA 2 government came in. There was no left. There was no left support from outside or inside. What happened? The Manmohan Singh government was forced to follow all right-wing economic policies, which resulted in price rise, inflation, unemployment, fall in the value of rupee and fall in the GDP. So let us honestly agree, the right-wing policies have resulted this kind of economy, this kind of situation. Economy is in deep crisis. Now, does BJP has a different policy? My question, yes, public investments are necessary. They are talking about private investments. Country has been looted. Take 2G or Colgate or any gate.
Well, then let's talk about corruption, Mr. Raja. In that case, Mr. Raja, one should talk about corruption.
So
if corruption is an issue, talk about corruption. But I don't think the question right now is right-wing or left-wing. The question is what is right for the country. Can we achieve our true potential? Do we remain a sub 5% economy or more than that? Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the issues which come to mind. But the one thing which comes to my mind is where are we going to be placed at this time tomorrow, or rather 12 hours from now. And we know that we can talk about all this, but it will all be based upon what kind of numbers we get. So wherever you are and whatever you are doing, and I know I keep saying this, tomorrow morning 6 a.m. onwards, we'll be here with you live on Times Now. I'll see you on the other side of the break.